Hello and welcome. My name is Kim with Lotus Within Yoga, and here we are, day 9 of 30 days of yoga. So excited. Today we're going to be doing a little bit more movement and doing a flow based off of balance. So grab your mat. You may not need any props for this. It's really not needed um, because we're doing balance. Sometimes it's nice to have some blocks, but again, if you have them, great. If you don't worry. Let's grab our stuff and we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. For the beginning of class, we'll start on all fours, so tabletop pose, hands and knees, hips stacked over knees, shoulders stacked over the wrists, and let's just open up into our spine a little bit with some easy cat-cow. So on your inhale, dropping the belly, raising the tailbone, shine your heart forward. Exhale as you bring the belly in, arching through the spine, tucking the tailbone. And going through these at your own pace, your own breath, feeling free to stop and take any extra breaths wherever you may feel any extra, a little bit of stickiness or tenderness, or just any spots that feel like a really good stretch. Just take these few moments, get into your breath and into your body. Today's affirmation we'll be working with, I trust my intuition. I trust my intuition. All right, let's do two more. Last one. Beautiful, neutral tabletop pose. We're really going to think about the connection between our ribs and our hips. Some people also say if you think about bringing your belly button to your spine, I personally like to bring those two together so that we're not putting any excess weight on our low back. But we'll start with the left leg, and we're just going to come into a tiger pose here. So you're going to extend the leg back, keeping a bend in the knee, and just seeing how this feels for now. You can start with your legs straight if that feels like you have more balance, or you can bend through the knee, shining the foot up to the sky. And on your inhale, we're going to hug in towards our chest, rounding through the spine. And exhale, we'll bring it back up. Now, if you can tell with your breath in your body, inhale, bringing that knee in. We're just going to continue moving this knee in and out. And your spine's going to be doing the exact same thing that you were doing in your cat-cow. So inhale, hugging that knee in, really crunch into your tummy. Exhale as you bring the knee back up. You can even drop the belly, looking up. Do this one more time. In and then up. Now, if you're feeling to getting into that spicy balance, let's straighten through that left leg and see how it feels to straighten through the right arm. Thinking about the connection between our ribs and our hips, drawing the belly button in, nice straight spine. And if we want to get a little spicier, let's bend in through that left and let's try this balancing tiger. Maybe our right arm comes back, grabbing onto that foot and drop the belly. Seeing how this feels for your balance right off. We're not gonna take any time. Let's just see what this balance is. And on your exhale, release into your cat pose. All right, let's see how our balance is on the other side. A lot of thing about balance is that we do a lot of core work actually. So you always kind of want to think about gathering all your muscles and bringing them in towards your core. So nice, long, tall, straight spine, muscles in towards your core. All right, so this time let's take our right leg, shining our sole of our foot up to the sky. Starting in this tiger. And then let's crunch it in, bringing the knee in towards the chest, arching through the spine. Exhale as you bring the knee back up, dropping the belly. Inhale, crunching that knee in, tight, 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 tight. Hug it in, bring it in. Exhale as you drop the belly, shine the foot up to the sky. Going with your breath. And exhale, shining to the sky. Feeling that articulation of the spine. Inhale, hugging it in. Exhale, shining it up. One more. Let's crunch it in nice and tight, nice and tight. And exhale back. Let's straighten through that right foot. Toes are turning down towards the mat. And let's see how it feels to bring the left arm up towards the sky or towards your ear. Long, straight line from the heel to the hand. Thinking about the core muscles, hugging it in. Maybe bending in through that right foot if you've got it. Let's try and reach back into our balancing tiger. Allow the belly to drop. Nice stretch for the shoulder as well. If you're just staying in your tiger, don't worry. And exhale, release, arching through the spine. Feel that. Holy. I don't know about you, but hopefully you're warmed up. Balancing really gets me warmed up, that's for sure. So let's go into just a quick little plank, bringing your feet, pike up the hips, coming into a downward dog. This is just a transition. We're not going to be here for long. Then start to walk the feet forward, coming into a nice forward fold. Knees do not need to be straight. Nice slight bend in the knees, feels really good. Feet can be as wide as the hips or a little bit wider. And breathe. Ever so slowly, you can start to, one vertebrae at a time, start to roll the body back up. Nice and slow, no rush. Roll the shoulders back and down. Palms shine forward. Mountain pose. Okay, so let's go into our tree pose from here. I'm going to come to the middle of the mat. You can stay exactly where you are. We'll start on the left foot, nice and rooted, grounded into the ground. We're going to open up through our right hip, so that external rotation of the right knee. Our left leg is our base, our right leg, nice external rotation. Okay, so this here is tree, sole of the foot comes to the ankle. Maybe the sole of the foot comes to the inner calf area, or maybe it comes up to the inner thigh. I just really recommend really putting that excess pressure on the knee. Not really all that safe, so I mean, you can do it, but I don't recommend it. So either above or below the knee, wherever feels proper for you. Both hip bones are still facing forward. We just have a rotation of the knee outward. Your hands, it's hard to explain this, and stay balanced. So your hands can either come to your hips, hands can come to prayer in the heart center, or you can grow into a little tree. Now, things to think about. All of me is thinking to squeeze everything inwards and upwards. The more you can think of bringing your body and your muscles inwards and upwards with a tall spine, you're going to stay a little more balanced. Another thing, focus on something that is not moving. When you focus on something that is not moving, it helps you stay still. That is your drishti, your sight, your focus. You sway in your tree, that's okay. Our trees sway in the wind. Now, probably getting a little bit tender into that ankle. Totally cool, no worries. When you're ready, you can just step out of it, shake it out. Nice thing about tree is that if you come out of it, you can always pop back into it. No big deal. Our balance changes from day to day, from hour to hour. So really give yourself grace. This isn't the yoga Olympics. We're just doing this for you. Okay? I trust my own intuition. Balance to me is all about trusting my intuition. The floor's not that far away. I know I've got me. Let's do this on the other side. Okay, so standing strong through the right foot, we're going to allow our left knee to open up to the side, excuse me. So maybe sole of the left foot comes to the ankle, maybe it comes to that calf, or maybe you help it all the way up to the inner thigh. Main points I want to pay attention to is your hip bones. Are they facing forward? Are your shoulders facing forward? Are your shoulders rolled back and down? Beautiful. Whatever you'd like to do with your hands, whether that's on your hips, heart center, or maybe you grow branches. Focus on your breath, find your yogi drishti, and play with your tree pose. Smile at yourself, don't take yourself too seriously. You may find one side way easier than the other. Today that seems to be going on for me. Slow inhales and exhales. Holding your breath in your tree pose will not help you. As much as you think it might, it does not. 2 more big breaths here. You got this. Excellent. And on your exhale, release. Shake on out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, so we're going to come back to return to the top of the mat. We're going to take one big inhale to reach up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Knees can have a bend in them. Come up to a half lift. Nice flat spine. And you can have blocks here that may help you. Sorry. If you want to use those blocks, have them at the top of your mat. But in this forward fold, what we're going to do, either whether your hands are on the ground or on blocks, with this flat back, bring your hands up to heart center or to your waist. And I want you to really root down into this left foot and bring your right foot back. Maybe it comes level with the body. This here is your warrior 3 pose. Your hands are down on the blocks. Don't worry, that is absolutely okay too. This is still balancing. I want you to think that you're making your body nice and flat from the crown of the skull down to the heel. Nice straight line. Press, press, press. And exhale, you can fold back forward. Beautiful. All right, let's come back up to that half lift position. Maybe your hands are on blocks, maybe they're on the floor. Really root down in through that right foot as we start to raise the left foot, coming to parallel. Maybe your hands stay down. Maybe you work with your balance a little bit more. Maybe hands at heart center. Maybe onto the blocks. So really thinking about pressing that back heel towards the back of the room, back of the mat. One more big breath here. Roll those shoulders back and down the body. And exhale as you bring your left foot back, coming into that forward fold. Beautiful. We're going to stretch out our inner thighs just a little bit here. So you're going to walk your feet wider than hip width distance, heels in, toes turned out, hips come down into a yogi squat. Elbows can come to the inner thighs as you help press them outwards. Don't allow your knees to fall in if you can. Maybe a block comes underneath your seat. Hands at heart center. Nice tall spine as much as possible. The stretch out of the inner thighs really helps after all that intense balancing. Beautiful. On your exhale, you can remove your block if you have it. Come down onto your spine. Just gonna move my mic. Excellent. All right, let's come into a nice little twist just to release our spine. So we're gonna allow our hips to go to the right, knees drop over to the left. Arms can come into a T or cactus. And breathe. Start to slow the breath down. After this nice, short and spicy balance, I trust my intuition. On your next inhale, bring the knees back through center. This time walking the hips over to the left, knees come to the right. This nice reclined twist. Feels really nice on the core after that core work. On your next inhale, bring the knees back in through center, maybe hugging those knees in towards the chest, maybe taking those knees wide, taking your happy baby. Feet shine up to the sky, hands to your big toes at the outsides of your feet. Tall, long spine. Dropping that tailbone down to the earth. And release into your final resting posture of Shavasana. Taking up some space. Allow your body to find stillness as you process all the movements you've just asked it to do. And just give yourself a few moments of surrender. Gently bringing your awareness back to your surroundings. Wiggling through the fingers and the toes. Rolling out to your wrists and your ankles. Maybe taking your arms overhead for a big good morning stretch. As you roll to one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me for this lovely, speedy, spicy little balancing flow. I will see you again for day 10 tomorrow. Namaste.